When you think of American muscle and pure sports car heritage, one name that always rises to the top is the Chevrolet Corvette. Among all the generations and models, the 1967 Corvette Stingray C2 stands out as one of the most admired and collectible cars ever built. It was the last model year of the second-generation Corvette, a car that refined style, performance, and innovation into one unforgettable package. Today, enthusiasts and collectors consider it the best of the best when it comes to classic Corvettes. The C2 Corvette, introduced in 1963, had already made waves with its dramatic design, hidden headlights, independent rear suspension, and aggressive performance options. But by 1967, Chevrolet had perfected the formula. It wasn't a total redesign, but rather a polished, fine-tuned masterpiece that looked cleaner, performed better, and left an impression on anyone who saw or drove it. A sleek evolution in design. The 1967 model is often praised for its subtle yet impactful styling updates. Gone were the excessive chrome accents and decorative trim pieces. Instead, Chevrolet gave the Corvette a cleaner, more purposeful appearance. The hood featured a single large scoop. The side fender vents were redesigned into 5 smaller slots, and new rally wheels gave it a muscular stance. Even the interior was simplified, making it more driver-focused. Every line and curve seemed to represent Chevrolet's confidence that the Corvette had matured into a true world-class sports car. One of the most iconic versions was the 1967 Corvette convertible, which gave drivers the thrill of open-air cruising paired with raw American horsepower. Meanwhile, the coupe with its fastback silhouette and hidden headlights offered a more aggressive Lubick Block V8, available in multiple power ratings. The most famous option was the L88 427, a fire-breathing beast officially rated at 430 horsepower but believed to produce well over 500. This engine transformed the Corvette from a stylish sports car into a true race-ready machine. So rare was the L88 option that only 20 cars were built in 1967, making them some of the most valuable Corvettes in existence today. Whether you chose the small block or the big block, the 1967 Corvette offered thrilling acceleration, sharp handling thanks to its independent suspension, and brakes that could keep up with all that speed. It was a car built to dominate both the streets and the track driving experience. What truly separated the 67 Corvette from many of its rivals was the driving experience. It was raw yet refined, with its powerful engines, light fiberglass body, and well-balanced chassis. It offered incredible performance for the era. The steering was direct, the suspension firm yet forgiving, and the overall handling pushed American cars closer to European sports car standards. Add in the roar of a big block V8 echoing through side-mounted exhaust pipes, and you had an experience that was as emotional as it was fast. By 1967, Chevrolet had spent 5 years refining the C2 platform. Every lesson learned from racing, customer feedback, and engineering improvements came together in this final year model. Many enthusiasts call it the ultimate Stingray because it combined timeless styling with the most advanced performance options available at the time. Unlike earlier years, there was no sense of experimentation in the design. Everything was intentional, balanced, and mature. The car had reached its peak form. This perfection is part of why the 67 Corvette is so desirable. It was not just another step in Corvette history. It was the summit of the second generation. And once the all-new C3 arrived in 1968 with its radical new shape, collectors instantly began looking back at the 67 as the last of the true Stingrays. Rare and legendary versions. Among the wide range of 1967 Corvettes, a few stand above the rest in terms of rarity and legend. The L88 Corvette is the crown jewel. Built purely for racing, it stripped away comforts like a heater and radio, while packing the monstrous 427 cubic inch big block under the hood. Chevrolet even discouraged buyers who just wanted a fast street car, because the L88 was designed for the track. Today, those 20 L88 Corvettes are worth millions of dollars at auction, representing some of the most valuable American muscle cars ever sold. Other noteworthy trims included the Tri-Power 427 engines, which used 3 two-barrel carburetors for incredible performance, and the small block 327s, which offered excellent balance for drivers who preferred handling over raw power. Each version of the 67 Corvette had its own personality, but they all shared the same DNA of speed, style, and confidence. Cultural impact. The Corvette had already become an American icon by the 1960s, but the 1967 model cemented its place in history. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. It appeared in magazines, television, and racing circuits, symbolizing success and freedom. Driving a Corvette meant you were part of a select group that valued performance, individuality, and passion. It also represented America's answer to European sports cars. While brands like Ferrari, Jaguar, and Porsche dominated the conversation overseas, the '67 Corvette proved that Detroit could build a machine just why it still matters. More than 50 years later, the 1967 Corvette remains a dream car. It embodies everything people love about classic American performance, aggressive looks, thunderous power, and an undeniable sense of freedom. It wasn't just built to be driven, it was built to be remembered. For many, owning a 1967 Corvette is about more than collecting a car. It's about holding a piece of history, a rolling work of art that represents the golden age of American engineering. Every rumble of its V8, every flash of its curves under the sun, and every glance from admiring onlookers remind us why this car is still regarded as one of the greatest Corvettes ever made.